You're listening to another episode of the Just Go Bike podcast, powered by RAGBRAI. This is the award-winning podcast where we are all about the culture of cycling, just for the fun of it. Your hosts are Murph from the Murphology podcast and AP from ParrotTalk. With tales from all over the nation, come for the bikes, stay for the fun, and leave with a smile. And now here is Murph.
Hey, that's me.
And AP.
Hey, that's me. Well, hey, Murph.
Hey, AP. I really like your outfit today.
Oh, I love your outfit today. We are together in ParrotTalk Studio.
Yes, we are.
Wearing identical RAGBRAI crew outfits.
Yep.
And we're parrot talking.
And even down to the Crocs.
Down to the Crocs, yep. Mm-hmm. We're fully in winter mode now. We have our winter Crocs on, which means they're fur-lined.
Yes.
So we're comfortable and cozy while still stylish.
And I will say, we've started our Zwift rides. We do group rides. And somebody was asking about whether or not they could buy these Crocs yet. And unfortunately, you got to be a co-host if you get these.
Yep.
But you can get the gibbets, which are the little plasticky things that go in the holes. Am I saying that right?
That's right. You said all of it correctly. And you can get one that says Just Go Bike on it at the RAGBRAI shop.
And you can also get one that says RAGBRAI.
Yeah, so whichever you like.
Yeah, okay.
And what's funny is while we were doing our last Zwift, you were giving me a hard time about how I always lose my gibbets.
Yes.
Because I love to cross my legs and they just pop off. I looked down at my shoes today and they have not a one gibbet.
So I was giving you a hard time, but it was very valid.
It was valid. But you know what? I think I might have moved all my gibbets over to my summer Crocs.
Okay.
I think that's what happened, but it's still funny.
Yeah.
So,
well, yeah, it's funny and it's factual. It's completely factual.
It's completely factual.
So, yeah. So speaking of facts, I think that's a good segue into our topic, which is actually...
That's right. It's a Parrot Talk. It's my topic. I came up with this topic because this is a fun fact about me. I love to do estate sales. I love to go look through garage sales. I love that kind of thing just because I like antiques. I like vintage stuff. And I'm just kind of nosy. I like to know how other people live. So I want to go look at their stuff in their house. Anyway, we went to this one that was really cool and they had a lot of old books. And one of the books is a book called Inside the Cyclist.
Okay.
Physiology for the Two-Wheeled Athlete. So basically, it's a collection of articles from a publication called Velo News, and it's from all the way back in 1979.
Wow.
So part of this collection of articles is from a sports physiology doctor named Ed Burke. Mm-hmm. And it was just right at the time when sports physiology was becoming a thing where they started to pay attention to the science of being an athlete. So it's really cool in that, yes, it's good to study. It's really, good to start the scientific process, but a lot of it's old.
Well, and what's funny about the fact that you said it was 1979, we've had our episode where RAGBRAI started in 73, and even I would guess in 79, everyone was probably still doing the jean shorts, ride a 10-speed, no helmets. It was just a different world than it is now in 2026.
The photo on the front of the book is a racer, a guy bike racing, and he's wearing shorts they're Lycra shorts, but there's no pad, a wool jersey, and one of those helmets where it's 3 strips of leather. And that's the whole helmet. So
is he on a 10-speed?
Well, you tell
kind
me.
Of?
Well, it's got the shifters on the down tube. But,
oh, wow. That's crazy.
I won't read you most of the book, but the foreword of the book says that literally the first sentence is, how many East Germans does it take to win a bike race?
Oh.
4, some say. A coach, a trainer, a doctor, and someone to do the pedaling.
Oh.
And I don't know why that used to be funny, but I love that they mention East Germany immediately. So they talk about how at that time, Soviet Union cycling was becoming a hot thing. Don't know if it is today, but U.S. cycling was on the up and up. So,
and that also kind of, if we think about our duties as a co-host, right? We ride our bikes, we research, we talk about stuff on this podcast, but we're just two women of two. We don't have sports medicine behind us. We don't have somebody. Well, you always tell me to drink water, but we don't have doctors and masseuses, and maybe we need to kind of think that through for 2027.
Really? I don't know. I usually just do what Coach Aaron and Coach Ertl tell me to do.
Oh, you're okay. Yeah, we do have coaches.
We have that.
All right.
I drink, electrolytes. I eat plenty of food.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. A lot of it's on intuition.
Yeah.
So
I guess we do have years and years of experience
that's
on our
right.
side.
That's
so.
right.
Okay. So we kind of picked out a few of the topics that are in this book. So I felt like maybe I could read the questions that Cyclist asks, and then you could kind of get into what 1979 thought was the answer.
Yeah. And if we want to add any of our intuition along the way, let's do it.
Okay. So this was the first one that I thought was interesting. Why do some athletes who use carbohydrate loading sometimes gain weight and experience muscle stiffness? So, all right, carbohydrates.
I mean, I love carbs. Dr. Ed Burke's answer is, while carb loading is an excellent way to increase the body's stores of energy fuel, water is also accumulated. This extra water storage in the muscles tends to give you a sense of heaviness and stiffness. The other thing that I thought that he said, or the other thing that he said that I thought was interesting is, during carbohydrate loading, the athlete tends to cut back in training while continuing to eat at a normal pace. Consequently, weight is gained. However, in endurance exercise, there's a lot of benefits from that, and the extra water may compensate for water loss from sweating. So you're going to burn it off.
Which is also why you probably weigh less at the end of a really hard, sweaty ride than you did at the beginning.
Yeah. Yep.
In
the
theory,
water loss.
because you water loss.
Yeah. And this would have been right about at the very beginning of the time when carb loading was even a thing.
Sure.
Most people wouldn't even know what that is.
Right.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Okay, cool. Next one. What effect does vitamin B15 have on performance? And I have probably a skewed sense of what vitamin B does for me, but let's hear what...
Well, I have to say, I didn't even know B15 was a vitamin that you should be taking. I didn't know that it has a cycling effect on my cycling.
Yeah.
I do take a multivitamin, and maybe it's in there. I'll have to check.
Yeah.
But
I think it's in my coconut water / caffeine soda. It says pantothenic acid, which I believe is another word for vitamin B15.
you know what? It says that right here.
So
There you go.
I'm sorry that I'm so smart.
Yeah, well, look, try to keep it down. Okay, so this says vitamin B15 is a water-soluble nutrient which is not recognized in the U.S. as a vitamin. And I don't know if that's still true today. It can be purchased in many health food stores. Good natural sources are Murph's energy drink, brewer's yeast, whole brown rice, whole grains, and sesame seeds. It says it's got a lot of attention due to the claim that it aids in the uptake of oxygen by cells, which, maybe I should be taking more of this. Okay, this sounds good. Many tests have been conducted in the USSR on patients with cancer, asthma, and heart disease, but very little research has been conducted in the US, and I'm sure that's different by now.
There has to be.
Yeah. It says maybe supplementation will be a benefit, but it's hard to say. I think you should, eating a nutritious diet, I think you'd probably be covered by most of the B15 needs that you have, but
and we're uneducated in the whole field of vitamin B's because there's definitely more than just B15.
Yes.
But whether it's right or wrong, please don't tell me out there, listeners, because I just want to keep it in my head that it works. But several years ago, somebody had told me that when you go to bed with a little bit too much alcohol, you wake up tired, dare I say hungover, vitamin B in the morning will kind of get you feeling better, whether or not it's factually changing your body. It makes you feel better. So,
well, looking at now, I see your research from this modern day time. It does say that it not only increases oxygen delivery to muscles, but it also enhances oxygen utilization and delays lactic acid buildup.
There we go.
And boosts energy production. Wow, it sure does a lot. But I could see how that would help you rally from a hangover or a long bike ride, something like that.
So I'd say the moral of the story is I'm going to continue drinking these energy drinks because they do have vitamin B15. B15, yes. Oh, and then the other thing that I am taking from this episode is I'm going to go home and see what's in my multivitamin.
Me too. I know. I just take regular Flintstones. I don't know if I should admit that, but I'm sure it's in there.
Of course you do.
Fred wouldn't steer me wrong.
Okay. So next section that we want to cover is during the race, or for us with RAGBRAI, it's the ride. What can be done to relieve muscle cramping? So I would say, based on my years of RAGBRAI, it's going to be pickle juice, but I don't know if that is covered in 1979.
You know, it says a lot of things. It says muscle cramping can be the result of one or more causes: lack of fluids, insufficient electrolyte balance, cold weather, which we will not deal with on RAGBRAI really, poor circulation, muscle and nerve fatigue, blah, blah, blah. It says immediately you should try to stretch. For example, if you have a spasm in your calf, stand on your pedals and lower the right heel. So I think that's good. I mean, that seems pretty straightforward in today's thinking. It also says in the evening after you've been cramping, so I guess you just have to deal with it for some time, but then in the evening, replace your lost fluids with an electrolyte drink and add some extra salt to your food. Oh my God, they would never tell you to do that today. Add extra salt. I mean, sign me up. It says muscle cramping may also be a sign that more conditioning is needed.
Oh,
and I think that one was directed directly at me, even though I wasn't born when this was written.
Current day research said potassium-rich foods such as bananas can certainly help electrolytes, get them back in balance, and also fighting muscle fatigue. And then, like I said earlier, pickle juice, another common go-to, because it's high in sodium, but a different sodium than like your French fries. So,
all right.
This says research shows drinking 100 milliliters of pickle juice relieves cramps more than drinking water.
Oh, very good.
So I don't know how many 100 milliliters, if that's, because you know how you can get pickle juice in the little shot size. So I don't know milliliters.
I'm a sucker for those little shot size like boosters, like pickle juice or like orange juice, or I don't know.
Oh yeah,
I love those. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I also love that the modern research says don't wait till the evening. Just go ahead and drink it while you're exercising.
Right.
You don't have to suffer through the cramps.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
okay, next one. Would I increase the amount of protein in my diet during hard training? This will be so interesting to me because 2026 is all about protein. I'm guessing 1979 was maybe not.
Yeah, protein is a huge fad these days. I mean, it's even in like the drinks that I've been consuming. And like it says, while muscle is composed of protein, it does not break down to provide energy for pedaling a bicycle. Hard exercise depletes the muscle of its stores of carbohydrate and fat, not protein. An athlete in hard training needs to consume only about 2 to 2.5 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. For example, if you weigh 70 kilograms, consume 160 to 175 grams of quality protein per day. How does that translate to today? I don't know. I use American units, so I'm going to have to do some translating and get back to you on that.
But if I'm hearing the beginning of your comment right, you are okay to keep consuming Scotcheroos.
Oh, thank
God. Because all about the carbs, baby.
Secret, there's a Scotcheroo in my car right now waiting for me.
And there's probably a little bit of protein because it's got peanut butter in it, right?
That's right.
Okay.
And it's it says you should eat a balanced protein diet of meat, fish, grains, and dairy products. A general rule of thumb to follow in diet planning is to consume your daily calories in the following proportions: 60% carbs, 25% fat, 15% protein. And that is definitely different than today. While I think my diet is probably 60% carbs or maybe even more, you should probably flip that on its head based on today's guidance.
Yeah. And I looked up just a general, why do you need more protein? And especially when you're in a fitness mode, getting prepared for RAGBRAI or whatever, it's good for muscle repair, it's good for recovery, and it's good for sustained energy, which I also think is why protein is so popular right now, because if you have a lot of protein in your meal, you're not as prone to being hungry within 15 minutes or an hour later.
That's what I love about protein. If I want a snack, I'll have something with a lot of protein because then I don't just eat.
Yeah. So. Like right now, when we do training rides, because we do them in the evening, right? So you get done riding at like 7 o'clock. By the time you get out of the shower, you start to tone down your night. You don't want to I don't want to have like a steak and potato. So that's where I do a protein drink, like a shake or chocolate. I'm a big fan of chocolate milk or just even skim milk.
Yeah.
Like that and some cottage cheese. All of that
yummy.
is Good. And it makes you so that you don't wake up at 4 a.m.
Starving. Yeah. And that happens to me on Ragbri a lot.
Yeah.
So I should probably pay attention to my protein intake.
And overall, I think, figuring out how to treat your muscles in a correct way is key.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to wake up in the middle of the night with I call them Charlie horses. I don't know what they're really called, but when your legs are cramping up because you're dehydrated or didn't take in enough protein. And, right now, we don't know the vendors that'll be on Ragbri yet, but almost every vendor at some level, or at least every town, will have protein options.
Well, yeah, and Mr. Porkchop's going to be there. So there's one right off the bat.
Exactly, yeah.
So
if you're into eating a pork chop every single day.
Well,
Some people are.
Look, I'm up to it.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Okay, should we do one more?
Let's do one more.
Okay, so this is, I love this one. Okay. Much has already been written about the general benefits of moderate, should we underline that? Moderate wine consumption among all adults. Here's somebody's question in 1979. Does wine have any specific value to the serious cyclists, such as replacement of compounds lost in sweating or respiration? And the writer here says, I'm referring here to consumption after racing or training.
What about during?
Sorry. There are lots of people that probably do not consume during, and I think I can safely say I've never had wine during Ragbri.
No.
But we can also adapt this to alcohol in general.
You can. There's wine on wheels.
Yeah.
It's certainly available. It says, wine and other alcoholic beverages, when taken in moderation, should have no detrimental effect on the athlete.
Okay.
Yes. Results of contemporary research indicate that in acute ingestion, 1 or 2 glasses a day has little or no effect on general cardiovascular endurance. In fact, I have known some marathon runners who drink 6 to 10 beers a day with no adverse effects. Wine and beer are served during the main meal at most major races in Europe.
Oh.
Wine is an excellent source of calories. 1 gram yields 7 calories and may help replace some of the minerals lost during hard training and racing. So this guy is pro wine.
Yes, he is. Wow. And there are probably Ragbri riders out there that would say 6 to 10 beers a day is not out of the normal day for them.
6 to 10 beers a day. How does that fit in with your protein intake?
Wow. But I will say, as life has gone on and I'm older and I track more things and we have more devices like wearing a smartwatch or your phone in general, measures so many more things. I've noticed that my sleep is definitely different when I go to bed after consuming alcohol versus when I don't.
Yeah.
And I'm sure people are out there saying they know it well, but it makes my heart rate higher throughout the night. So I don't know if that's because my body's trying to figure out what to do with that poison in my body. I don't know.
Yeah.
But also it affects sleep specifically, get your muscle repair done and relax your brain and all that good stuff. So it's so interesting. Yeah,
it's also a diuretic, so it makes you pee more. It makes you have to drink more to have the same amount of hydration. So you can manage that by drinking more water and more electrolytes, but you have to keep that in mind as you're consuming the alcohol so that you're not, For me, I do enjoy having 1 or 2 alcoholic drinks throughout a long day of exercise because it relaxes my muscles, and as I'm taking a break, it makes me feel a little bit happier.
Yeah. And if you just enjoy, if somebody enjoys drinking a glass of wine, that's probably why they do it with every meal.
Yeah.
So why not?
But just make sure you're drinking that water to make up for it.
Yeah. Will you tell us again the name of this book? Because I wonder if it's still in circulation.
It's called Inside the Cyclist.
Okay.
A Physiology for the Two-Wheeled Athlete by Ed Burke. Most of the articles are by Ed Burke.
All right. Well, thanks, Ed Burke, for thinking about writing a book in 1979. This is cool.
A compilation of articles that ran in the magazine called Velo News. And unfortunately, that magazine closed in 2022. Oh. So you can't subscribe to it anymore, but maybe, just maybe, you could find their book on eBay.
Okay, I have one more comment before we go, and this could be controversial with our listeners, okay?
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's in your book, so check this out. Here's the question. What type and color of clothing should a cyclist wear in hot, sunny weather? And I feel like people are going to be shouting this out from their car or wherever they're listening to this podcast. But I think we should also keep in mind that almost every pair of Lycra shorts is black.
That's right. Yeah.
I will tell you in 2026, it says on the World Wide Web, there's very little concrete data on the role color plays in keeping you comfortable on a bike. Dark clothes are more fashionable and thus more marketable.
Oh.
Plus, they don't show dirt.
Well, that's a big one for me.
Mm-hmm.
I spill a lot.
Yeah.
In the book, it says, I've wondered for a long time why cyclists wear dark colored clothing in hot, sunny weather. Dark colors absorbs the sun's rays and can elevate the body's temperature. This problem is most evident in such races as the Red Zinger, where the race is conducted between 5,000 and 11,000 feet above sea level and solar radiation is increased. Well, you don't have to worry about that on RAGBRAI because we're at like sea level in Iowa. So no extra solar radiation. But I have suggested for several years that the U.S. national team jersey be changed to white with red and blue horizontal stripes. From what? I don't know. But to white. Along with light color, the jersey should be made of a breathable fabric such as wool, which can wick moisture away from the skin. This will aid in the dissipation of heat from the body while exercising. Wearing a white hat may also be of some benefit. So note that they don't mention spandex or Lycra at all.
For sure,
Not
yeah.
even a thing. And wear a hat instead of a helmet while racing.
Wow.
So
here is an interesting science study that I found online, and hear me out, okay?
Okay.
So they basically, I don't remember what year this was. It was probably before 1979, but they took Western Army uniforms, and they were robes, okay?
Oh.
So this might have been a long time ago. So they did several different types of outfits, black robes and white robes. So think about the fabric. So it's loose fitting on people's bodies. They put people in each outfit and then they took measurements internally and externally while the person stood in the sun for a specific period of time. So the ambient temperature varied from 95 degrees to 115 degrees Fahrenheit.
it's hot.
And they also, had wind speeds that they recorded. And so the external temperature was 10 degrees warmer on the black robes versus the white robes, but the internal temperature on both people was almost the same.
Really?
So
interesting.
Which would mean, if you walk up to the person in the black robe and you touch their back, it's probably going to be really hot.
Yeah.
Well, 10 degrees hotter than the white, but their internal temperature was the same. So I thought that was interesting.
That is interesting.
There are probably people that will argue this.
There'll be people who argue it either way, I think.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. But I sure, those dark jerseys do look snazzy. And for me, that's the ultimate argument.
You know what? It's all about snazzy.
Yeah. Look good, feel good, ride good, So, yeah. All right. Well, thanks for this enlightening Parrot Talk today. I appreciate your time, and I appreciate you, Ed Burke, in 1979 and all your wool-clad glory. So,
and thank you, AP, for letting me be part of your Parrot Talk.
well, absolutely. I love it when we can Parrot Talk together in person. So, listeners, if you have something that you'd like me to Parrot Talk about in the future, send us an email at justgobikepodcast@gmail.com, and we'll see what we could cook up. So until then, I'm going to go eat some extra carbohydrates and drink some wine.
Well, listeners, that is it for today. We want to thank you for tuning in to listen to the Just Go Bike podcast. If you would like to contact Murph and AP with a comment about the podcast, or maybe even you have a topic in mind, you can reach us at justgobikepodcast@gmail.com. Please follow us on Instagram and Facebook and watch our intros on YouTube. And don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast, especially if you're a fan. That is going to do it for this week. Until next time,
Just go bike.
theme song by Ryan Steer, logo by Suzanne Milosevic, produced by Kathy Murphy, social media by Andrea Parrott, intro by Pumpkin. Until next time, just go bike.